Hello, Aries. This is Karen the Forest Empress, and I'm here with your mid-month May 2017 reading. And I will be doing a cross spread for you today. And then at the end of the reading, I will pick a Power Animal Oracle card to tie the whole reading together. So let's see what we have here. The first thing we have coming up, which would be in your area of past and the influence that the past is having, we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. And we actually have quite a few reversal cards in your reading, so that could indicate delays, or maybe the need to have some patience, or maybe a few little hiccups in the way of whatever you're doing. But it doesn't look like it's something that you can't overcome. In fact, I think your the fervor that Aries have will actually work in your favor, and we'll get into that in a little bit. So the past and the influence the past has is the Eight of Swords in reverse. This is a card of maybe feeling restricted, but these restrictions could be possibly self-imposed. So you might be thinking that you could not do something, but in reality, you can do it, or you are capable of doing it, or you have all the resources at your fingertips to do it, but maybe just negative patterns of thinking have gotten in the way, preventing you from moving forward with whatever this is. This could leave you feeling frustrated, but again, this frustration comes from something that didn't really need to be there in the first place. So I wouldn't, be too hard on yourself about this, because this is your past, and so we're actually more interested in what's going on in the present, which we'll get to in just a second. But just remember not to take out your frustrations on other people or being your own worst enemy. And this, again, is in your past, so this could have been something that has happened recently. But like I said, it's in the past. So let's go on to what are the obstacles in your path right now. And we actually have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And as an obstacle, I was thinking when I was doing this reading that that's actually pretty good, because the wheel turns in your favor. And so if it's reversed as an obstacle, that means that it's probably in the process of turning around, but you may have encountered these obstacles or will encounter them soon. But like I said, it's nothing that you cannot just overcome and continue on with your life. So some obstacles just could be, there could be an unpleasant surprise, but in this case, I'm actually feeling like it could end up being a good thing. And what is good about obstacles is that they always have a lesson to teach us. So while they are very annoying and they get in our way and they demand that we, work harder or be more patient or deal with these delays or whatever, there are lessons to be learned in these obstacles, and that's why they're here. So sometimes we are not fully equipped to move forward the way that our brains want to, and we need to actually learn a few lessons first in order to make us, better able to handle what's coming our way in the near future or in the long-term future. So that's something to remember for these obstacles that you may be experiencing, and they will not last forever. So an influence that we have working in our favor. I'm sorry, the card got stuck. We actually have the Page of Wands in reverse, and you are a fire sign, and so this could be talking about you, but it likely is someone else that you're coming across. And pages usually bring messages. So what I got from this card was that you may be in a situation where maybe you hear some juicy gossip, or you somebody has something that they want to tell you, and maybe it's not that favorable. I don't know if it's necessarily about you. It could be, but what I'm guessing is that somebody might be coming to you with something juicy, and the advice here would be not to buy into it. So in terms of working in your favor, as much as you can kind of keep this at bay, like maybe the person wants to tell you and you listen, but you should not really give much back, in the sense that you don't need to continue on whatever this gossip is. You can just kind of let it stop with you. And that is a big sign of maturity. And this card actually also has to kind of do with balancing wisdom that you've accrued along with kind of the carefree nature of a child. So while it might be kind of interesting to sit there and listen and hear this, you don't need to repeat it. You don't need to go on with it or expand on it in any way, or even really give your opinion of the matter. you can just listen and then let it stop with you. And that is something that is going to work in your favor because it actually shows that you have integrity as a person and that you have a strong sense of morals. And that's very admirable and something that people will respect you for. So the near future, we do have a card that I don't want you to be too freaked out about, but this card, just remember that this card is kind of a means to an end. So we have the Tower coming up in the near future. This could be just a shaking up of your own personal values or a breaking down of them. You could realize that some of your values are outdated, are no longer serving you, and maybe you might have a little bit of an emotional outburst about it, but that's okay because you're a fire sign and these things need to move through you. You need to process these things that are coming up in your life. And when it's the Tower, it is something that's shocking. So I feel like you are completely justified in having an emotional reaction to whatever it is because it's something that is completely shaking up your foundation. But this is a card where, again, like with those mini obstacles we talked about earlier, this is something that is actually kind of speeds up the learning process because when we're thrown into situations, we have no choice but to learn lessons. And this could be what this is. And maybe even going through an emotional response yourself, you will learn valuable lessons, not only about yourself, but about whatever's going on in the situation or the people around you that this is affecting or that you are affecting. And it is providing you more wisdom to move forward. So let's look at the long-term future. This is a great card. We have the Seven of Cups. This means that you have a lot of choices and a lot of opportunities. So maybe after going through this processing of the Tower, you come out and you realize that doors of opportunity have opened for you. And maybe there is an important decision to be made and you have the tools to make that important decision. You've defeated all these obstacles. You've gotten out of the Tower safely as it's crumbling down and learned from all these things. And now you have a world of opportunities opening for you. Try not to get too caught up in the fantasy of it all and make sure that you are grounded and stay realistic about whatever these choices are, but you are the decision maker here and, it's up to you. So just make sure that you're balancing wisdom with intuition in making the best decision that is right for you. Now, the eventual outcome of this reading is the Queen of Pentacles in reversed. So this is a reminder to, as you're getting all these great choices and you're making these decisions and you're kind of in a position where you might feel powerful because you have all these options ahead of you. This is a reminder to not take anything for granted. Don't become desensitized to people who have less than you. So this kind of goes along with the integrity, I think, of the Page of Wands, where like if you're hearing something about someone, and you might think, oh, like, well, I'm way better off than this person. Like, just think about that everybody's going through different things in their life during different times. People are in different places with lessons and dealing with obstacles, and we have no idea what's going on beyond the surface of each person that we come across in our life. So just be thankful for what you have. Don't take the talents and resources that you have available for granted. And try as hard as you can not to be judgmental of others, because it's so easy to just kind of see someone out and about and be like, ooh, and we all have our judgments about people, but, just if you take that extra second to wonder why someone might be the way they are, or just say, how would I feel if I was in their position? You might have kind of a newfound wisdom about just dealing with other people in general, and it'll probably make it easier for you. And then these obstacles are going to become less of an issue for you because you're coming at them with all this wisdom and lessons that you've learned. So let's see what Power Animal Oracle card we have for you, beautiful Aries, for the last 2 weeks of May. And let's see. We have the Snake. So this is an interesting card, and especially since I kind of was getting all that stuff about gossip, this kind of is somewhat reminiscent of that. But in this card's case, it's talking about healing. So I think there's a lot of that going on here, especially after the kind of shock and uprising of the Tower. there is going to be a need for healing. And as you are kind of nurturing your wisdom and all the lessons that you've accrued, you are going to find that it is kind of healing you from the inside out. And you might even experience kind of that metaphorical shedding of your skin and a transformation in how you perceive the world, or maybe just have a big transformation going on in your life right now. And so we just want to kind of embody the calmness and peaceful nature of the snake, kind of the quietness of the snake as he slithers around in the grass and looks for something to hunt. And just remember that, we're all in different places in our lives. We're all going through different transformations, and whatever transformation you're going through, it seems like it's a pretty significant one to have the snake come up, but it is going to be kind of cathartic and very, very healing for you. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And I will see you in June, and I hope you have a great rest of your May. Thanks, bye.